God to say, look what I'm getting ready to do. I'm going to take the least likely, even the foolish things, and confound the wise. Then they told me my prognosis was she'd probably have a mental breakdown. She'd be an abuser. She'd be in prison. She'd be in jail. She'd be this. She'd be non-capable or not functionable to do anything because of. And all that naturally probably is true. Probably has some truth to it, some elements of truth, but God. Because at 18 years old, my story gets real complicated. Y'all want the truth of a reboot? Here's the truth. I'm going to skip you to the top of it real quick. I'm going to skip you right into my West Wing office. Because the truth of it, I was walking from the EEOB into the West Wing about 2 weeks ago, and I started bawling, crying. I started bawling, crying because Pastor Matthew, 42 years ago, I lived 45 minutes from there in a trailer. In a trailer. An ugly trailer. It wasn't even pretty. I was pregnant out of wedlock at 18 years old. Knocked up. No money, couldn't afford diapers. Had to figure out how I'd get my hands on a few cloth diapers to wash them and hang them on a string out there to make sure my baby got changed. Had to figure out how to get nutritionally myself, which I couldn't, so I could do breast milk because I couldn't afford formula. And I happened to go to a friend's grandmother. And his grandmother...
I'm bawling, crying too, because a liar like you is in the White House advising the President of the United States. So which story is it? You didn't have diapers, you couldn't buy formula, but you had a trust fund that gave you $37,000. You're such a liar.
When I was 18 years old, I got $37,000 from my father's death in my trust fund. I invested it, bought a trailer for $37,000, turned around, sold it for a few years later. We ended up getting out $96,000 from that. When kept building wealth from the time I was 18 years old, just kept favor God, favor God, favor God, favor God.
And by the way, she didn't buy the trailer with $37,000 either. I have the whole trailer story on my YouTube channel, Prophetic News TV. The whole truth about her trailer. As you could see, the trailer was not really a trailer. It was a mobile home on a foundation, and it sat on about 3 acres of land. It was quite nice for an 18-year-old girl. And also, she was not so poor. Her stepfather, who her mother married when she was 9, was an admiral in the Navy, and he was over the medicine at Bethesda Naval Hospital, now Walter Reed Hospital. Quite a good job. So they had money. And it's hard to believe that the grandmother of her son was going to leave her destitute, and her wealthy admiral stepfather. She's such a liar.